22-4 over Austin, and then losing 16-11 to Red Wing, and losing in the St. Clair tournament over the weekend to Norwood Young America. It's Winona leading the Big Nine girls softball standings at 3-0. They're 3-2 overall, though, but in the conference, 3-0. Northfield is right behind them at 2-0. Mankato West, 1-0. Mankato East is 3-1.
Oh,
Red Wing
yeah.
and Rochester JM, 2-1, and then Albert Lee at 1-1. Pretty much in the middle of the pack. With Faribault and Owatonna 1-2 in conference play. Rochester Mayo also there at 1-2, and winless. Century 0-3. Austin 0-4. Century, the opponent tonight, started the year with a 12-2 loss to Mankato West. Then got beat 13-4 by Mayo. They have a 10-0 loss to John Marshall. It hasn't been a problem for Albert Lee girls with the bats at all, scoring lots of runs. The defense and the pitching, though, another story, and they'll have to shore that up if they plan to go anywhere this season. And let's see if it starts tonight against Century, a team they should beat. Thanks again to our sports boosters, an ever-growing list. We have on-the-spot appliance service, Albert Lee Seed House Garden Center, Thompson Sanitation, Geneva Lumber Company, Mapleton Marine, as well as T&W Towing, Northbridge Mall, Derek's Preferred Auto, Freeborn County Solid Waste, and Becker Auto and RV in Hayward. Let's talk with Derek Fleek, who is the head coach of the girls, the softball team here at Albert Lee. And the Tigers starting out the year, 1-3 so far there, Coach?
2-2, actually.
Oh, 2-2, yeah, that's right. I'm sorry, I shorted you a game there. That's not good. Started out like a ball of fire, whooping up on Austin. 22 runs in that game. In fact, the bats have not been your problem at all this year.
Yeah, we got a lot of girls that like to swing the bat. They're swinging at good pitches this time instead of some high balls or ones in the dirt. So everybody's being patient up there, and they're swinging a good stick. So
yeah, even
it's going good so far.
I was going to say, even in the losses, you've been scoring 9 and 7 and 14 and whatever. I mean, you're scoring runs. But how about so defensively? Is that the challenge, or pitching wise, or what?
Not really. I think some of it's just defensive wise. We made a couple errors, drop balls. The game against Red Wing there, we had one inning, gave them 7 runs, I think, on a drop ball in the outfield. That kind of started the rally for them. So it's just that one error that kind of kills you every game.
Sure.
You're gonna.
So
the girls, they don't like, they haven't been giving up on a game yet, so that's kind of fun to see.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, as long as they keep giving 100%, you can't ask for much more than that as a coach. How about, who are some of the girls that you're relying on this year? Who are some of your big guns?
For pitching, we got Kristen Nelson. She's a senior. She's out right now with the COVID thing. And then Phoebe Holt, she's been starting too, pitching for us and doing really well. At third base, we got Madison Fleek. She's got a big bat going and a good glove. At shortstop, we got Mallory Luring. She's got a good defense and bats going too as well. And her sister Morgan Luring at second. She's hitting the ball pretty good. In the fourth spot, we got Maddie Ball. She's got a big bat going. So it's kind of probably all the way through the lineup, someone's going to get a hit.
So how does youth softball look in Albert Lee school system? Are the girls coming out for it and doing well?
Yeah, for the summer softball, they got, I think they usually have about 80 kids signed up for it.
Wow. Yeah.
So it's actually a pretty good depth of girls that are coming out and playing.
That's very nice. How about some of your assistants? Let's give them some love. I know you can't do it on your own.
No. I got Mike Luring. That's Mallory and Morgan's dad. He's helping out this year with the hitting and stuff. And then Tasia Sternhagen, she graduated 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Shortstop, she's helping out this year. And Megan Johnson, she was a pitcher 2 years ago in that class. She's helping out with the pitchers and on my team, and plus the younger girls. And then Lana Howell, she was a pitcher. I don't want to give her age away, but a while ago. And she helps with the pitchers too and normal practices. So we got, actually, the last 2 years it was just me with trying to find somebody to help. Now I got a pretty good staff going, so it's kind of nice to have separate girls and everybody's got a coach that pretty much one-on-one.
Yeah, exactly. All right. And what field do we find you on here when you play at home?
We'll be at the new complex there. The brand new field. We played one game there. It's got the turf infield and outfield. It's a really nice complex. I mean, it's probably one of the better ones we'll ever play on down here. So it's kind of it's been nice so far. We just need the weather to cooperate a little bit.
So, hey, man, we're going to enjoy the game tonight. Hopefully it's going to be get back on the winning track here and get above 500. And, hey, good luck on the rest of the season, too.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes, so we are live here in Albert Lea. Our first softball game of the year. They're fifth for the Tigers, playing here at home and on the nice, beautiful turf in the infield here, looking quite snazzy. There's a debate going as to if it's brown or orange. It's a little of both, I think. But we do have the starting lineups here for the Rochester Century team. They're 0-3 coming into today, and they'll be facing Phoebe Holst of Albert Lea, and they bring Morgan Erickson, a freshman pitcher, to the mound to the plate first, up, and then Anya Miller, a senior, playing shortstop, bats second. Third in the lineup is Catherine Torvelson, the first baseman, a senior. Maddie Feeks is a sophomore, third baseman, batting fourth. Fifth is Ava Frost, a freshman and a catcher. Then it's left fielder Grace Boyson, a seventh grader, getting the start and batting sixth. Seventh is Julia Haugen, DHing, and she's a junior. Taya Woolley, a senior, second baseman. And then Ella Schneider playing center, batting eighth. And then Emily Becker, a junior. Actually, Ella Schneider batting ninth, and then Emily Becker is the one who's not batting, playing out in right field, a junior. Both teams only with like 3 substitutes on the bench, so not very deep for either squad. But I think we're ready to get going here with Phoebe Holst ready to pitch defensively for your Tigers here in softball action as Morgan Erickson steps into the batter's box on the right-hand side. First pitch is low and a ball. Left field, Aaliyah Studier, Maya Talamontes in center, Jaden Seth in right field. Third base is Madison Fleek, Mallory Luring playing at short, and Morgan Luring at second, Madeline Balf at first, and Marissa Lehman is catching for Phoebe Holst. And the 1-0 pitch is low again, ball 2. 2-0 to Morgan Erickson. And it's a chilly day here in Albert Lea, and we have a nice bird's eye view here right off the third base side. Right by the batter's circle where they warm up to hit. It's a strike in there for Holst, so 2-1 now to Erickson. And she winds and fires. That one skips in low, 3-1. It's got to be tough for the early going, I would think, for pitchers with the cold weather. You've got to get your arm warmed up, for one thing. And thankfully, we have masks. We can keep our faces warm. And the players do, too. But there's a effort afoot to get masks removed from outside players playing outside here this spring and summer. There's a walk to the first batter, Erickson. So a runner on with nobody out here. First walk of the game for Phoebe. And Anya Miller, the senior shortstop, right-handed batter, steps in. And there's the pitch, and it is, I thought it was low. I'm going to wait until they put it up. Yeah, it is a ball. Ball 1. So we apologize for the wind hitting the microphone here, but not much we can do about it. It's the position I'm in. The wind is coming from right field straight in to the infield here. So at times it's going to get quite loud. 2-0 now from Phoebe Holst to Anya Miller. Top of the first, scoreless here. Play 7, of course. Just like the Twins today. They're doubleheader. They have 2 7-inning games out in Oakland. And again, low for Phoebe, 3-0. By the way, we have our streaming audio and video today as there's a conference on the mound between catcher and pitcher. Is 3-0 is the count, and Marissa Lehman goes out to talk to Phoebe Holst. Now they're ready to go. But, yeah, streaming audio and video on our website, kqprfm.com. We are trying our new technology here, so hopefully you can enjoy that. And then that one gets away from the catcher, and on the walk, the batter would have advanced anyway. It was a 3-0 count, so technically just another walk, 2 in a row now for Phoebe. Down to second goes Erickson. Miller is on first. And Catherine Torkelson, the first base senior, will be up to bat. Another right-handed batter for Century. They come in 0-3. Alberley at 2-2 on the year. But they might be 0-4 or 1-3. Big9.org was not updating their website at the beginning of the year here very well. So I'm just assuming they're 0-3 Century. As the first pitch to Torkelson is also a ball. 2 walks. She's thrown 1 strike here, so in the early going, we're going to get her arm warmed up here, and that one's low for ball 2. She just needs to relax and throw it across. Her defense will take care of her behind her. Just put it across the plate. Here we go. Pitch 2-0 is low, ball 3. Thanks to our... Oh, that one gets away, and attempted steal to second is safe. So runner scores from second on the throw to second. She's rounded third and came in to score, did Erickson. And down to third goes Miller. I thought she might have been out at second there on that play, but needed to have the tag, and of course, far away from that, and the umpire's out there, so everyone's safe, nobody out. It's the 3-0 pitch now to Torkelson, and she walks. So now first and third with a run in. Third walk of the game for Holst. And Maddie Feeks is up, sophomore, playing third base. And a bunt attempt. She pulls back. Runner goes to second unchallenged. Torkelson. 1-0. Century leads. And Ava Frost is up, the freshman catcher. So far, all right-handed batters for Century. And as a little confab between the Century coach, who's also the third base coach, and the home plate umpire, as they get a pinch runner in. That is number 22. I do not have a number 22. It always happens. They bring on it, probably off of the JV team. Maybe I have a roster somewhere I can grab a number 22 off of here. That one's low on a ball, so now the bases are loaded. With Feeks on first, Torkelson at second, Miller at third. A run is already in on 3 walks from Phoebe, and it's a 1-0 count. That was a swing and a miss. A tick, foul tip caught by the catcher, but strike 1-1 to Frost. And the pitch. Another foul back into the screen, 1-2, and now Phoebe's starting to feel it, getting those across the plate. Our Sports Boosters on-the-spot appliance service, Albert Lee Seed House Garden Center, Thompson Sanitation, Geneva Lumber. The pitch is fouled on the first base line. Runners all go back. Thompson Sanitation, Geneva Lumber Company, Mapleton Marine, as well as Becker Auto and RV in Hayward, Freeborn County Solid Waste, Derek's Preferred Auto, Northbridge Mall, and T&W Towing. Couldn't do it without them, and you'll hear from them throughout the contest here. As the pitch is, again, fouled straight back into the screen. I'm just used to seeing my my screen there. So still nobody out. Bases are loaded. It's the 1-2 pitch. Was low and stopped there. Good job by catcher Marissa Lehman staying on top of those pitches and preventing more runs from scoring. As this one is the 2-2 pitch. High, ball 3. 3-2 now to freshman Ava Frost with the bases loaded with Century players. 1 run already in, top of the first. Then a swing and a miss. Strikeout for Phoebe. She may be feeling it now. 1 out. 3 walks and a strikeout. A run in. Bases loaded. And now comes Grace Boyson, a 7th grader, playing left field. And she will get into the right side of the batter's box as well. 1 down. 3 on, 1 in here in the top of the first. As Phoebe throws ball 1 to Boyson. Holst winds and fires. That one's a little high. 2-0. A lot of chatter out there. It's good. They got to keep Phoebe up and confident. And that one is a strike called. 2-1. 2 balls and a strike to Boyson. 6th batter here in the top of the first for Century. That one is a grounder to second and a tag out of the runner going to second for the out number 2. But the run scores. That's Miller, who crosses home plate, makes it 2-0 on a sacrifice by Boyson. So it's a 4 unassisted sacrifice for Boyson. And out at second there, nice job by Morgan Luring to tag the runner Torkelson. Or rather, that was Feeks who was out, second out of the inning. So runners at the corners. It's Boyson at first and Torkelson at third with Julia Haugen, a junior, DH, designated player they call him, but DH basically. 2-0, 2 outs, runners at the corners. She shows bunt, pulls back, runner goes to second. And that's Boyson who is just on with the sacrifice RBI. And the pitch is ball 2. 2-0 to Haugen. And Holst rocks and fires on a 2-0, and that is low. 3-0. Got to get this out and get the bats going here for Albert Lee before it gets out of control with a 2-0 lead right now. Runners at the corners for Century. Oh, is it ball 4? I missed one there. Okay, so it is ball 4. Another walk for Holst. Swing and a miss for Taya Woolley. Strike 1. Bases loaded now with 2 down. The 0-1 skips in low, ball, and gets away from the catcher, but nobody goes anywhere because it didn't get too far. As Lehman was right there for it. But a 1-1 count. 2-7 batter, Woolley, the senior second baseman. Now, and strike called. 1-2. She needs a strikeout here to end the inning. She's got 1 strikeout, 4 walks, 2 runs in against her. She skips that one in for a ball. 2-2. Phoebe is a freshman pitcher. She lets one fly, and that one's grounded to short. Picked up there on the way to first in time for the out. And that was Mallory Loring to Madeline Balfe, and a third out of the inning. And it stays 2-0 after a half inning in favor of the Rochester Century. And, of course, this State Farm scoreboard brought to you by Agent Dave Klott and Albert Lee. Call him at 373-2377 or see him at 106 South Broadway for home, auto, life insurance, as well as investments and banking. And you can go to daveclott.net online as well.
Have you been having problems with your dishwasher, stove, washer, or dryer? Call Orrin Mortensen with On the Spot Appliance Service. With over 30 years' experience, Orrin does repairs for all major household appliances and commercial cooking products, including fryers and grills. On the Spot Appliance Service is warranty authorized for most major brands and is a local LG appliance servicer. Don't let your wannabe handyman fix a problem and make it worse. Call Orrin Mortensen with On the Spot Appliance Service anytime at 256-8099.
Back here in Albert Lee at the Hammer Sports Complex. Softball action this evening. 2-0 after a half inning of players. Century takes the lead on 4 walks, a strikeout. And that strikeout brought to you by the fine folks at Bleachers Sports Bar and Grill. Food specials every weekday. Today is Tenderloin Tuesday at Bleachers. Half-pound sandwich and fries for just $8.99. They got sports on their 14 TVs. You want fun? That's the place to do it on South Broadway in Albert Lee. And you can like them on Facebook to get all the updates. As far as Albert Lee batting, Maya Talamontes will bat first, the sophomore center fielder. Then shortstop Mallory Luring, a senior, will go second. Madison Fleek, senior third base, going third. The fourth cleanup hitter, Madison Balf, is the first baseman. Phoebe Holst, pitcher, freshman, bats fifth. Morgan Luring, second baseman, sophomore, going sixth. Seventh is Marissa Lehman, the junior catcher. Eighth is Jaden Seth, the right fielder, senior. And a swing and a miss by Talamontes. And the count is 0-2 to her. And Aaliyah Studier is the junior left fielder who bats ninth for head coach Derek Fleek. Morgan Erickson pitching for Century. She's got a swing and a miss and a strikeout on 3 pitches to leadoff batter Maya Talamontes. Her first K, of course. And now Mallory Luring is up for Tigers. And ball 1 to Mallory. Senior, playing shortstop with sister Morgan at second. The double play combination. She knocks one out to left. Goes foul. I cannot see left down the line. I can see right out to about the grass there, behind third. But in our little cage here, beside the Tigers' dugout on the third base side, that's about all I can see. They can see the rest of the field, though, which is better than than I can in some places that I go to. 1-2 now is the count to Luring. According to the scoreboard, it's 1-2, 1 out, nobody on. Bottom of the second, Albert Lee trailing 2-0. Grounder the third. Feeks picks it up, throws it over to first in time to Torkelson for out number 2. And that's a 5-3 put out for out number 2. Madison Fleek, third base, senior, comes up with 2 down, nobody on in the bottom of the first. Again, we stream our audio and video tonight here on our website, kqprfm.com. You know, somebody who's out of town, out of the area, out of our signal reach for the FM on 96.1, you can let them know. They can, with an internet hookup, dial us up, kqprfm.com. Foul back by Fleek for strike 1, 1-1. kqprfm.com. And you can see the game and hear the game. New technology for Power 96. And we're darn proud of it. There's a nice base hit. Fleek right up the middle past the second baseman, and she's on her way to second for a stand-up double. Rounds the bag a little bit. Get back there. Nice rip up the middle on the ground for Maddie Fleek. And the first hit of the ball game for either team is a double for Madison. And she's in scoring position for Madeline Balf, the first baseman, sophomore. 2 outs, though, so we got to have a base hit here. And Fleek has got to get on her horse and get in there and make it a 2-1 game here. But here we go. Pitch up high. Ball 1 to Balf. A little trouble in the top of the first for Albert Lee pitcher Phoebe Holst. A few walks, let in a couple of runs, but limited the damage. And she's on deck here after Madeline. As a grounder, goes to short, and they try and tag the runner, but she's safe, and then everyone's safe and gets an extra bag, and that means a run comes in. And now Holst can help her own cause as she's up to bat, the pitcher for the Tigers. That's going to be an error on the shortstop on the throw to first, allowing Fleek to take an extra base and score to make it 2-1. Balf gets to second on the error, E6. Phoebe Holst, the freshman pitcher, up with 2 down and a runner at second. She can tie it with a base hit here, could tie it, but strike 1 to her. Erickson fires, strike 2 to Holst. That was a little golf swing from Phoebe, so she's got to even that swing out a little bit. 0-2 to Phoebe. And here's the pitch from Erickson. Swing and a miss. But catcher dropped it, but then picked it up and tagged her out. And that was a third out strikeout for Phoebe, and no more runs, but they do cut the lead in half to 2-1, and the State Farm scoreboard shows 2-1 after one. State Farm scoreboard brought to you by Agent Dave Klott in Albert Lea for auto, home, life, and all kinds of insurance, as well as investments and banking. You can go to daveklott.net for more information.
Remember when you used to envy theirs?
Nice boat!
Now, they envy yours.
Hey, nice boat!
When the weekend comes to you, you come down to the dock.
Check out the incredible deals on Hewitt docks, lifts, and accessories. Get the quality Hewitt products you need and want at Mapleton Marine, your boating and Hewitt headquarters. Mapleton Marine on Highway 22 or mapletonmarine.com. Facebook too. What are you waiting for?
Doesn't the smell of spring earth lift your heart just a little bit? Or maybe you've noticed the tree branches are starting to swell and there's little tufts of green grass showing through. This is Mary, and if you need an excuse to play in the dirt, call the Albert Lea Seed House Garden Center, where our knowledgeable staff can help you get growing. Seed potatoes and onion sets are in, as well as grass, vegetable, and flower seed. Albert Lea Seed House Garden Center, 507-377-2372. Dirty hands, dirty knees, cleansed soul.
After one inning of play, it is 2-1 in favor of Rochester Century, as Phoebe Holst again in the circle out there on the turf infield here at the Hammer Sports Complex. Really nice field here. As up to bat is the 9-hitter Ella Schneider. It'll be center fielder, 7th grader. And it's ball 1 to her. Phoebe Holst in that first inning, a strikeout with 4 walks. Gave up the 2 runs there, but they got one back in the bottom of the first. And it's a 7-inning affair, so all she needs to do is mow them down from now on. And it's a 1-1 count as she gets a strike in there. Next pitch, low for a ball, and a little bit inside on that one, too. Phoebe smiling as if to say that one got away from her a little bit. Slipped out of the hand. Cold day makes for slippery fingers, too, the dry conditions. Here's swinging a foul ball right into the glove of catcher Lehman, but strike 2. 2-2. Top of second, 2-1 in favor of Century as they bat, and that's a foul ball into the netting behind home plate. 2-2, we'll do it again. As he pitch, it's 2-2. Nobody out. First batter here at the top of the second. Swing and a miss. She struck her out. And that strikeout is brought to you by Bleacher Sports Bar and Grill with food specials every weekday. Today, Tenderloin Tuesday, and that goes till 9 o'clock at night, so you can get in on that after the game here. Bleacher's half-pound sandwich and fries, just $8.99. Sports, too, on their 14 TVs. Here's a grounder to short, and the throw across the diamond is in time. Mallory Loring, that was third base, Madison Fleek over to Madeline Balfe at first. So a 5-3 put out. And Morgan Erickson is down, and that'll bring up Anya Miller as they've gone to the top of the order again. 2 up and 2 down here in the second. And this one is popped high in the air and foul. Out of play for a strike. 0-1, 2 down, nobody on. Much better inning for Phoebe. She's got a strikeout, her second of the game. And the ground out, and now a swing and a miss, 0-2. To Anya Miller, senior, shortstop. And Holst is ready. She fires. That one is popped foul over the third base dugout, or on top of the third base dugout, I guess. I heard the clank. 0-2, it stays. Be nice to get a 1-2-3 inning and get the bats going again for Albert Lea. Trailing by 1 here in the top of the second, 2-1. That one is high, ball 1. 1-2 as the count now to Anya Miller. And Holst rocks and fires, and that one called high and outside by the umpire. 2-2. to Miller with Torkelson on deck. Miller last time up scored, actually the first two, Erickson and Miller both scored the 2 runs as they had 4 walks in the inning that helped them out, and a throwing error. 3-2, 3 straight out of the zone. Here comes the 3-2, and that's laced to center. It's going to get one hop and go past center fielder Maya Talamontes, and she chases it down and holds it to a long single for Anya Miller. Solid base hit. First hit for Century. And Catherine Torkelson is up with a runner on first and 2 down. Torkelson walked her first time up last inning. And here's a ground ball to third. Fleek grabs it and gets it over to Balf at first for the out. And it's 4 up and 3 down. A couple of 5-3 putouts there to aid the cause. And so no runs get through, and it's 2-1 after 1.5. The State Farm scoreboard brought to you by Agent Dave Klott in Albert Lee. Call him at 373-2377 for all of your insurance needs, or online at daveklott.net.
Are you considering remodeling or maybe building new? If so, you need to talk to Tate, or you could just ask Josh. They're both professionals, and you can find them at the Geneva Lumberyard just off I-35 in Geneva. The Geneva Lumberyard is your full-service lumberyard and home design and drafting center. For your next project, stop in or call the Geneva Lumber Company at 256-0045 and talk to Tate or just ask Josh. That's the Geneva Lumber Company, open Monday through Friday to serve you.
Are you paying too much for garbage collection? Call Thompson Sanitation today at 256-4370. You'll learn why to make the switch. Thompson Sanitation is locally owned, keeping your money in our local community. They offer garbage disposal and roll-off service with competitive prices and the best service around, too. And it's so easy to change. Start your service today. No BS with TS. Call 256-4370 to get the best service at the best prices in the area. Thompson Sanitation. Be loyal. Shop local.
Getting ready for the bottom of the second. 2-1 Century. And stepping into the batter's box is Morgan Luring. The sophomore second baseman takes the first pitch, and it's ball 1. 2-1 Century on 2 runs in that first inning. Albert Lee answered with a run on the bottom of the first. Erickson fires, and it's a foul tip at the plate. So 1-1 to Morgan Luring. Marissa Lehman and Jaden Seth due up. Here the 5, 6, 7 hitters. Rather, the 6, 7, 8 hitters. Did a little miscounting there. There's another foul tip. 1-2 to Morgan. Right-handed batter. And Morgan Erickson to Morgan Luring on the 1-2 pitch. That is foul tipped again on out of play. 1-2 remains the count. Junior Marissa Lehman on deck, the catcher, and Jaden Seth, right field senior, will follow. There's a low pitch for a 2-2 count as Morgan is hanging in there, seeing some pitches. 2-2. Next pitch is a swung and on and missed, and a strikeout. That'll be the third strikeout for Erickson. And there's 1 out. 1 up, 1 down here for Marissa Lehman, the junior catcher. First at bat of the game, hitting 8th in the lineup today. First pitch to her is a called strike. And it's 0-1. 0-1 to Marissa. As Erickson looks in, adjusts the mask, and she's got 2 masks. One is the face mask, and the other is the cloth mask. That one is a ball and gets away from the catcher, but nobody on base, so nobody advances. It's 1-1. 1 out, nobody on. Bottom at 2. Albert Lee at the bat, trailing 2-1. Pitch is up high, and 2-1 now to Lehman. We stream our audio and video on the website, kqprfm.com. There's a slow roller down to first, and easy play there at first base unassisted for Catherine Torvelson. So it's a 3 unassisted put out there for on Lehman for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down. Jaden Seth, senior. As Erickson fires, and that one is a called strike. This umpire, you can't jump on the call because the umpire is very slow to react. I can't see the strike zone anyway, especially with right-handed batters because they're right in my way of the strike zone. But there's a swing and a miss for strike 3, and that's the 4th strikeout for Erickson on the day. And a 1-2-3 for her puts the Tigers back out on the field. And after 2 complete, it's 2-1 in favor of Century over Albert Lee. And the State Farm scoreboard brought to you by Agent Dave Klott and Albert Lee at 106 South Broadway. Or go to daveklott.net to find out more.
It's boat show time again, and this year things will look a little different. Hi, this is Josh with Mapleton Marine, and due to the pandemic and COVID restrictions, our annual boat show featuring Crestliner and Sanger boats, South Bay pontoons, and Hewitt and Pure Pleasure docks and lifts will not be happening this year. We are open and ready for business in Mapleton and ready to help you with your summer social distancing. Come see us in Mapleton and don't miss out on all the huge boat show specials going on now. Mapleton Marine on Highway 22 in Mapleton and mapletonmarine.com. After all, life is better on a boat.
An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. That's especially true in your garden. Once weeds get away from you, the battle isn't just uphill, but underground, as weedy roots steal water and food from your desirable plants. This year, don't just weed your garden, preen it. Applying a barrier to a weed-free zone helps keep it weed-free for the season. Stop by the Seed House Garden Center, where preen with added fertilizer is on sale. 5 pounds for $18. Your ounce of prevention is at the Seed House Garden Center. 507-377-2372.
Power 96 is 96.1 KQPR FM, Albert Lee, Minnesota. Your full-service classic rock station.
After 2, it's 2-1 in favor of Century as they come to bat here in the top of the 3rd. And Holst pitching strike 1 to Feeks. Maddie had a RBI in the first inning. I think that was one of the 4 walks. She gets strike 1 here. 0-1. And a slow roller to short. Picked up there. And, the throw's a little high. It was grabbed nicely there by Balf, but not in time to get Feeks as she was streaking down the first baseline. And a safe Mallory luring to Madeline Balf. Just a little high, but safe there. And a pinch runner over there for Century. So a runner on and nobody out. As Feeks is going to get an infield hit on that one. And Ava Frost is up. The umpire is taking his time looking through some papers. Marking down the pinch runner again. It's the same one as before. I was going to try and look it up, but then action decided otherwise. Aaron Olson, I guess, is the pinch runner there at first for Century, the freshman for the Panthers. The count is 0-1 to Frost, who was a strikeout victim in the first inning. That one's lifted to shallow right and is going to bounce in safely. So runner is going to be at the corners as Feeks advances to third on the little flare to right field. Base hit for Frost. Runners at the corners, nobody out. And Grace Boyson comes up. 7th grade left fielder. Sacrifice bunt, an RBI in the first inning. Runner goes to second, unchallenged. So now 2 in scoring position, second and third, with Feeks at third, Frost at second. Boyson is now with an 0-1 count. Holst delivers, swing and a miss. 0-2. Got to work out of this jam here, Phoebe. 2 in scoring position, nobody out. Best way to do it is get some strikeouts going here, and there's the 0-2. And she gets 1 strikeout there, taking Boyson down with a nice fastball. It's her third strikeout for Phoebe, and that's brought to you by Bleachers Sports Bar and Grill. Food specials every weekday. Today, Tenderloin Tuesday till 9. And at Bleachers, that means half-pound sandwich and fries, just $8.99. They got sports on their 14 TVs. If it's sports on TV, they'll have it. I guarantee. Down on South Broadway in Elberly. And check them out on Facebook. Give them a like there. There's a 0-1-0 pitch to Julia Haugen with runners at second and third and 1 out. And now Holst falls behind 2-0 to Julia, the junior DH. She's got 3 strikeouts, does Phoebe. 4 walks. All of those 4 walks were in the first inning. Here we are on the top of the third. And she could use another strikeout for sure to even it up at 4 each on the strikeout-walk ratio. But more importantly, get the second out, even though it wouldn't be any base with runners at second and third. They're going to have to tag if you're going to try and get the runners at third or home here on this, should there be a really short number in front of the plate. 3-0, though, now to Haugen as Phoebe throws one in there, strike called, 3-1. Feeks, the runner at third, is coming halfway down the line on each pitch. Both runners actually are doing that. There's a foul pitch. That goes out of play. And it's 3-2 as Phoebe comes back from down 3-0, almost losing the batter. Now she's got it to 3-2 with 1 out. Runners at second and third. Still 2-1 Century. And Phoebe fires. And a called strike 3. Her 4th strikeout. Gee, if only somebody would have called that. Oh, I did. She evens it up with 4 strikeouts and 4 walks. Now we have runners at second and third and 2 outs. You still got to be careful if you're going to go home or to third. There's the bunt. You got to have a tag, but she's going to go to first. Nice job. That's a great job by not getting into that, having to tag the runner. Madison Fleek, the third baseman, ran in, got the bunt, picked it up, went right to first to Madeline Boff, got the third out, and the run doesn't count. So it is no damage. And after 2.5, we've got a 2-1 score in favor of Century. And the State Farm scoreboard brought to you by Agent Dave Klott and Albert Lee. Call them at 373-2377 or find them online at daveklott.net.
Are you paying too much for garbage collection? Call Thompson Sanitation today at 256-4370. You'll learn why to make the switch. Thompson Sanitation is locally owned, keeping your money in our local community. They offer garbage disposal and roll-off service with competitive prices and the best service around, too. And it's so easy to change. Start your service today. No BS with TS. Call 256-4370 to get the best service at the best prices in the area. Thompson Sanitation. Be loyal. Shop local.
Senior Nights is happening on Power 96 again this year. Since we are still in a pandemic, we'll be talking to students from area schools virtually via Zoom. This year, we're starting on April 26th with NRHEG and ending on May 7th with Albert Lee High School. Northwood Kansas, Alden Conger, Glenville Emmons, and Austin Pacelli will round out the first week, while Lake Mills, United South Central, Blooming Prairie, and Austin Public will bring up the second week. Senior Nights on Power 96, weeknights April 26th through May 7th from 5 to 7 p.m.
Aaliyah Studier will lead off the third for the Tigers here, trailing 2-1. Bottom of 3 against the Century Panthers, and Studier rips one to the outfield. It's in the air to left and caught out there for out number 1. But nice, she gave it a rip on that first pitch. Flies out to left for out number 1. And now at the top of the order, Maya Talamontes, sophomore center fielder. Mallory Loring will be on deck here. 1 down, nobody on. Bottom of third, 2-1 Century. And Erickson rocks and fires, and that is ball 1. Talmonte's a strikeout victim to lead off the bottom of the first for Albert Lee. And then the next pitch is low for a ball. It's 2-0. Check out our streaming audio and video on the website, kqprfm.com. There's a strike called for a 1-2 count to Maya Talamontes, and it's 2-1 with one out. Erickson fires. That's fouled back into the screen. Makes it 2-2. You may hear chattering of teeth. That would be me. It's cool. The wind is kind of shifting now. It was coming straight from right field to home plate, and now it's kind of in from center to home. And there's a swing and a miss. And Maya's down on strikes. That's the 5th strikeout for Erickson. And there's 2 up, 2 down here in the third. She had a 1-2-3 inning in the second, did Erickson. Got to get some runners going here. Mallory Luring is up. That one bounces into her, and ball 1. She was out on a grounder the third, her first time up. 1-0, 2 down, nobody on. Bottom of 3, Albert Lee trailing 2-1. That one's high. She lets it go, and it's 2-0 to Mallory. Senior shortstop. And the pitch is a called strike. 1-2. No, 2-1. I'm sorry, I got it backwards. 2-1. And another called strike. Evens the count at 2-2. Erickson has 5 strikeouts on the evening. And that's one ripped right past the shortstop and into left field. And Mallory is going to be on with a base hit. A 2-out single. Brings up Madison Fleek. Third baseman playing some great third base tonight. Madison has made some great choices out there and got a vacuum cleaner for her glove out there, it looks like, so far. She's got a chance here to move the runner, but can't make it out because there's 2 down here. And the first pitch to her is a ball. 2 down, runner on first for Maddie Fleek, the senior. Yeah, she rips one right to left center. It hits the fence. And on her horse is Luring, who will score on a stand-up double, the second of the game for Maddie. Back-to-back doubles for her. And she got an RBI there to make it 2-2. Nice double. She doubled and scored in the first, doubled an RBI here in the third to tie it up. And Madeline Balfe is up with a runner at second, another base hit, and Albert Lee could have the lead for the first time. Pitch to Balfe is a ball, so 1-0. Here's the next pitch. It's high. Ball 2. Bottom of 3, scheduled for 7. And a pitch from Erickson is hit right up the middle, base hit, and that could score. It will score, Fleek. And on her way to second, sliding in, and safe. They had to tag her out, and they didn't know who should grab the ball, and they didn't even attempt the tag. So a double for Balfe and an RBI. And it's a 3-2 Albert Lee lead with 2 runs in. And there's one lifted out of play down the third base line. And it's going to be strike 1 to Phoebe Holst. 3-2 Albert Lee with 2 runs here in the third to take the lead. 2 outs, runner on second. And pitcher Holst up to bat, the freshman. She was a strikeout victim in the first inning, and that one's lifted foul straight back and out of play. 0-2 to Phoebe. Morgan Luring on deck. Quite a turnaround. The way the game started with 4 walks in that first inning, Phoebe got herself out of trouble and now can help herself out with a base hit here. That one's a foul on the first baseline, so 3 straight foul balls. It's still 0-2. As Erickson rocks and fires, and that one is a call, strike 3. So Phoebe goes down and strikes again, but Albert Lee grabs the lead back 3-2. I shouldn't say back because it's the first time they had the lead. 3-2 after 3. And the State Farm scoreboard brought to you by Agent Dave Plott in Albert Lee. 106 South Broadway. Call them at 373-2377.
Power 96 is now available on Alexa. Just say, Alexa, enable KQPR skill. That's Alexa, enable KQPR skill. It may take up to a week for voice enablement. You can also enable the skill from the Alexa app. Once Alexa has learned the skill, you can listen to us just by saying, Alexa, open KQPR, or Alexa, open Power 96 Albert Lee. If you don't have an Alexa or other smart speaker, you can still stream us online at kqprfm.com or via the radio.net app.
It's boat show time again, and this year things will look a little different. Hi, this is Josh with Mapleton Marine, and due to the pandemic and COVID restrictions, our annual boat show featuring Crestliner and Sanger boats, South Bay pontoons, and Hewitt and Pure Pleasure docks and lifts will not be happening this year. We are open and ready for business in Mapleton and ready to help you with your summer social distancing. Come see us in Mapleton and don't miss out on all the huge boat show specials going on now. Mapleton Marine on Highway 22 in Mapleton and mapletonmarine.com. After all, life is better on a boat.
Here we go, ready for the 4th inning, and Albert Lee with the lead now, 3-2. As Phoebe Holst ready to start her 4th inning of work. She's got 4 strikeouts and 4 walks. 2 runs have scored, but now with the lead for the first time, pitching to the bottom of the order here. Ella Schneider is the first one up. She's the 9th batter, or the number 9 batter in the lineup, a strikeout victim in that 2nd inning. She led off the 2nd. Fourth inning, scheduled for 7. Again, thanks to our Sports Boosters list of businesses. Can't do it without T&W Towing, Northbridge Mall, Derek's Preferred Auto, Fremont County Solid Waste, Becker Auto and RV in Hayward, as ball 1 is thrown by Phoebe. Mapleton Marine, Geneva Lumber, Thompson Sanitation, Albert Lee Seed House Garden Center, and On the Spot Appliance Service. Check out online, kqprfm.com, our streaming audio and video. There's a flare to second, caught for out number 1. Nice job out there by Morgan Loring. And Schneider's down for the 2nd time on the night. A little fly to second. And the top of the order, Morgan Erickson, the pitcher. She walked and scored in the 1st and then was out on a grounder to 3rd in the 2nd. 1 down, top of the 4th, 3-2 Albert Lee. The wind isn't strong all the time. There are some gusts that come up and let you know it's cold. There's a ball to Erickson. Is that the first pitch? 1-0. Okay, there. As soon as I turned my head away, they changed the scoreboard. 2-0. That one's ripped to right, and that's going to be extra bases as you got Jaden Seth chasing it down out there. She's at second, headed towards third as the throw comes in. She's being waved around. The throw home is in time, but dropped on the tag, and then she gets a hand in there safe after Lehman had trouble with the relay, and so it is tied up. Yes. And inside the Parker there for Erickson, helping her own cause. Makes it 3-3, and Anya Miller is up. Yeah, that was ripped right down the right field line there, went all the way to the fence. A long run out there for Seth. She got the throw in. The relay went to third just as Erickson was getting there, so she went right in at home, and the play was close. They had a shot at tagging her out, but the drop ball, and she was able to get her hand in there safely. So 3-3, here in the top of the fourth. There's a base hit now from Miller, puts her on first. And Torkelson will be up with a runner on first and one out. Holst rocks and fires and swing and a miss by Torkelson. The senior first baseman had a walk in the first and then a ground out to third in the second. There's a shot right past shortstop, luring and into center field. And the runner advances to third, and that's where the throw goes. Everybody's safe at second and third, so it's a base hit for Torkelson. She's allowed to go to second on the throw to third. And Miller is in at third, Torkelson at second, one out. And here comes Maddie Feeks, the sophomore third baseman, and she had an RBI in the first and a base hit in the third. As she's getting, I guess it's a conversation between the Century coach and the umpire on a pinch runner maybe again. What was that? Oh, that was El Release coach. Okay. Here we go. Second and third, one out. Feeks is up, and she fouls one down the third baseline. Strike one. Need to get an out here without a run scoring. It's tied up right now at 3 here in the top of the fourth. Phoebe looks in and fires. That one is a ball. It was a little high for the umpire's taste. 1-1 with one out. Century with 2 in the first, 1 here in the fourth. Albert, they got 1 in the first and 2 in the third to temporarily take the lead, but now have been tied as ball 2 is thrown by Phoebe Holst, and it's 2-1 to Feeks. Here's the pitch. It's grounded past the third baseman Fleek and into left field, and the run scores. And a base hit for Feeks, and an RBI. And that makes it 4-3. With Ava Frost up to bat. Runners at the corners now with Feeks at first, and Torkelson is out there at third after Miller scored. And here comes pesky number 22 back into the game. That's Aaron Olson to pinch run at first for the Panthers. Still only one out. Runners at the corners now for Ava Frost. As the Tigers play the shortstop up and third baseman up. And the runner goes to second unchallenged because you don't want to give up that run there at third. So second and third, one down, top of 4, swing and a miss. Follow back to the screen, actually, is a strike for Frost. And the count is 1-1. Here's the next pitch. And that one is a ball. 2-1. 2-1. Phoebe Holst looks in, and the pitch is a little low. Goes to 3-1 now to Frost. There's a base open over there, but I don't think she wants to walk her. There's one down. There's the 3-1. Swing and a miss. 3-2. Pivotal pitch right now, trailing 4-3. Albert Lee needing an out here, and Holst delivers, and it's fouled down the first baseline and just out of the reach of Balf at first. So a long strike there, and still 3-2. One out. And here's the pitch. It's low. She walked her, fills the bases. Her first walk since the first inning. Pretty good. She rebounded nicely there, but lost Frost there to base on ball. So runners at each bag with one out, and Grace Boyson is up. Let's see a double play. Be a nice inning-ending double play. As the first pitch is a ball. 1-0. 5 walks on the day, 4 strikeouts for Phoebe. And she fires. That one is a called strike. 1-1. Oh, thanks for going away, Wynn. That feels good. It's like a constant breeze that just lets you know it's cold. Yeah, when bounces and goes past the catcher, the run will score. And everybody else moves up a bag. So Torkelson goes in on the wild pitch to make it 5-3 Century. Down to third is Feeks, and to second is Frost. And Boyson with a 2-1 count. Only one out. She grounds one to third. Oh, and it's misplayed there by Fleek, who is normally pretty sure-handed. And they're going to go all the way to second on that one. Paying attention, Grace Boyson worked out a single, and she was allowed to take second. As the Tigers were searching for the softball. So now it's 6-3. With a 4-run inning going here. And Feeks scores. Frost is at third with Boyson at second, and Julia Haugen is up wearing a coat. First player with a hoodie on. But it is cold. I don't blame her. But I know it's her because it says Haugen on the back of the coat. Can't see her number, but I know it's her. Unless somebody's wearing her jacket. One out. It's 1-1 to Haugen. And that pitch is low for a ball. 2-1. Top of the fourth here. And the Century has exploded for 4 runs in this fourth to take a 6-3 lead after Everly had just taken the lead for the first time, 3-2 in the bottom of the third. Fouled down the first baseline. It makes it 2-2 with just one out. Runners at second and third for Century. Panthers, as far as I know, they're winless. I checked the Big Nine standings before the game, and it said 0-3, so that's what we're going with. Most teams have played 4. That one gets away again from the catcher. A low pitch. Run scores. Runner from second goes to third, and it's 7-3. As Frost crosses the plate with the 5th run of the 4th. And down to third is Boyson. One out. They're going to talk to Phoebe out on the mound, the entire infield. 3-2 is the count to Haugen. And there's one out with a runner at third, and 5 runs have scored. The first batter was out on a fly-out flare to second, but ever since then, each of the next 5 batters has gotten on and scored, starting with the inside the park homer from Morgan Erickson. Here we go, back to action, 3-2 with one out. And a strike is called. That's strikeout number 5 for Phoebe, and gets the second out of the inning. Now with the runner on third, it's Taya Woolley, the number 8 hitter. And they bat it around. And there's a slow roller to third, and Fleek gets it over to Balfin. That's the third out. But 5 big runs score here in the fourth for Century to make it a 7-3 game. And the scoreboard brought to you by Agent Dave Klott in Albert Lea at 106 South Broadway in Albert Lea. Home, auto, and life insurance, as well as investments in banking. You can all find it all online at daveklott.net.
Save big with the Power Shopper from Power 96. Shop and save online. Just go to our website, kqprfm.com, and click on the Big Deals logo. You can also call your orders into our sister station, KDWA, at 651-437-1460, weekdays from 8 until 3 p.m. Miss a day, you miss a deal. To make sure you don't miss a deal, sign up for our email list by sending an email to shop@kqprfm.com.
Have you been having problems with dishwasher, stove, washer, or dryer? Call Orrin Mortensen with on-the-spot appliance service. With over 30 years experience, Orrin does repairs for all major household appliances and commercial cooking products, including fryers and grills. On-the-spot appliance service is warranty authorized for most major brands and is a local LG appliance servicer. Don't let your wannabe handyman fix a problem and make it worse. Call Orrin Mortensen with on-the-spot appliance service anytime at 256-8099.
Back in Albert Lee, the nice turf field, they call it here, with the infield all turfed. Looks nice. It's 7-3, though, in favor of Century as Albert Lee bats here in the bottom of the fourth. And it's Morgan Loring leading things off. And she was a strikeout victim back in the second inning. As Erickson continues in the circle for the Panthers. And it's a 1-1 count now to Morgan. Marissa Lehman and Jaden Seth are due up next. Trying to get some runs together here and retake the lead. They had just gotten the lead, 3-2 at the bottom of the third, and then gave up a 5 spot in the fourth to fall behind here, 7-3. Here's the 1-2 to Loring. That bounces in for a ball, 2-2. I wish I could say it's a beautiful day. It's not, I mean, it's not raining. I guess that's nice. Sun shines every once in a while, but it's cold. Especially if you're sitting here, the only thing moving on you is your lips and your teeth. 3-2. I think if you were playing, it'd be better. There's people in shirt sleeves playing out here. Look at the third baseman. Shirt sleeve. Bare arms. There's a walk to start the fourth here for Morgan. And she is on for the first time, and now Marissa Lehman will be up. She was out first base unassisted in the second inning. She's got to get a hold of one. There goes Loring to second. The throw's not going to be in time. She's up, standing up, stealing second. So Morgan is on second. Marissa at bat with a chance for an RBI here. And the 0-1 count from Erickson. The pitch is high for a ball. And the count to Lehman is 1-1. Jaden Seth on deck with Aaliyah Studier behind her. Nobody out. Runner on second. Bottom of 4. There's a pop-up in the infield. It drops. No advancement from Morgan, but we got runners at first and second on a base hit. That was a little knuckleball that landed right past the pitcher, between pitcher and second base. And now first and second after a walk and a single. And Jaden Seth is up. Strikeout victim in the second. 6 Ks for Morgan Erickson of Century. 7-3, bottom of 4. Scheduled for 7. And here's the first pitch. Strike to Seth. And they throw down to third and get her. It was a double steal on, and Morgan is thrown out at third for the first out of the inning. Down to second is Lehman. Seth with an 0-1 count. That was low for ball 1-1. 1 down, 1 on at second. And the pitch from Erickson is a ball, 2-1. Yeah, Maddie Feeks, I'm cold just looking at her with her little arms exposed there. There's a grounder right back to the pitcher. A comebacker to first for out number 2. On to third base goes Lehman. Now with 2 down on a 1-3 put out of Seth. And that'll bring up Aaliyah Studier, junior left fielder, who flew out to left her first time. Got a hold of one, too, the first pitch she saw. The 9-hitter in the lineup. On deck is leadoff hitter Maya Talamontes, and she has 2 strikeouts on today, so wants to atone for that, I'm sure. But first, Aaliyah with a runner on third and 2 down, trailing 7-3. Bottom of the 4th. There's a high pitch for ball 1. The 1-0 is called strike 1. 1-1. If you listen closely enough, you can hear that umpire growl out the strikes. 1-1. And he laced one right to center field on a 1. Hopper scores the run. There's an RBI for your 9-hitter, Aaliyah Studier. A base hit. So, 7-4. Runner on first. Top of the order is Maya Talamontes, the sophomore center fielder. 1 out, 2 outs and 1 on. 1 in. As Lehman scored on the RBI single from Studier. And a swing and a miss goes to 0-2 to Talamontes. Struck out twice in the game already. And the pitch is high, ball 1. 1-2. Maya needs to get a hold of one here, keep the inning going from Mallory Luring, who's on deck. It's a 3-run deficit. And running out of outs. Well, she strikes out there for the 3rd time, and that's 3 for the inning. But to get 1 back anyway, and to trail 7-4 now after 4. And the State Farm scoreboard brought to you by Agent Dave Claude in Albert Lee for home, auto, life insurance, all kinds of insurance, as well as banking and investments. Go to daveclott.net or give them a call at 373-2377.
Power 96 salutes our veterans. Join us every Monday morning at 8:30 for the Voice of the Veterans program.
Hi, this is Brandon Cervantes, Free Warren County Veterans Service Officer. We discuss topics like how to continuously support and remember our veterans and their families who served our country, updates on veterans benefits, patriotic events, and more.
Thank you to our veterans and these sponsors: Ed South Main Auto Service, Lewis Charles Cycles, Hanson Tire of Albert Lee, and Albert Lee Seed House Garden Center.
Remember when you used to envy theirs?
Nice boat!
Now, they envy yours.
Hey, nice boat!
When the weekend comes to you, you come down to the dock.
Check out the incredible deals on Hewitt docks, lifts, and accessories. Get the quality Hewitt products you need and want at Mapleton Marine, your boating and Hewitt headquarters. Mapleton Marine on Highway 22 or mapletonmarine.com. Facebook too. What are you waiting for?
Now we get to the 5th inning here, and it's 7-4 Century. I think I missed a strikeout brought to you by Bleacher Sports Bar and Grill last inning. And they got food specials every weekday. Today being Tenderloin Tuesday, you can get a tenderloin sandwich, half-pound sandwich from Fry's for just $8.99. Goes till 9 o'clock. And sports on those 14 TVs. There's pool, there's darts, there's all kinds of fun down there. 0-1 now to leadoff batter Ella Schneider. And that one's popped behind the plate and caught. Nice job there for the first out by catcher Marissa Lehman. Pop out to the catcher for out number 1. And top of the order is pesky Morgan Erickson, who had an inside the park homer last time out. Now she nubs one down the third baseline foul. Strike 1. Last time up, she blasted one out to right that rolled to the fence and made Jaden Seth run a long way. Seth was playing in a little bit at right. Had a long way to go to get that one, and then the relay went to third just as Morgan was getting there, and she rounded the corner and went home, and a close play at the plate. Lehman dropped the ball there on the collision, and she was safe, was Erickson, on the home run inside the park job. 1-1 to her. Now runs rolled in there for a 1-2 count. 1 out, nobody on. Top of 5, scheduled for 7. 7-4, Century lead. Tigers pitcher Holst still going strong out there. She gets one low there for ball 3. 3-1. 5 strikeouts and 5 walks for Phoebe. And that one's low for a ball, and she'll walk Erickson and bring up Anya Miller. It's the senior shortstop who scored in the first and scored in the fourth. Had a base hit, a couple of base hits in the game. Runner at first goes to second. Throw down there is on target, but a little late. So safely in is Erickson. Runner in scoring position at second now. 1 down. And a 0-1 count. Miller. And that one's low. It's 1-1. One and one with 1 out. Top of the 5th. A 7-4 Century lead as they try and get another run here. They got one in scoring position. With Erickson out there, there's a swing and a miss. And a 1-2 count to Miller. With Torkelson on deck. And Holst with the pitch. That one is hit right between short and third. A base hit's going to score a run. No, they hold her up at third. Nice relay quickly in there for Aaliyah Studier out in left field. Picked that one up and got it in quickly to hold Erickson at third. And the base hit puts Miller on at first and brings up Torkelson. And Catherine has walked, grounded out, and singled. Scored a run. As she shows bunt, but takes it back, and then the runner steals second. Anya Miller on no throw on that one, so second and third now. Erickson at third, Miller at second. 1 out, swing and a miss. 1-1 is the count to Torkelson. With Maddie Feeks on deck. And Holst fires a swing and a miss. 1-2. Got away from the catcher, but nobody advances. In fact, Miller out at second was pretty sure that Erickson was going to go, and she was almost more than halfway to third and had to run, scamper back. Got back safely. Nobody was covering the bag. That one's fouled on the third base side. 1-2 still to Torkelson. Defensively for the Tigers, same crew out there. Lehman is catching Holst with Fleek luring Mallory and Morgan as your double play combination at short and second, and then Madison Ball at first. Jaden Seth out on right, Maya Telemontes in center, and left fielder Leah Studier. There's a ball that gets away on the throw to the catcher. 1 run scores, and the second one's coming in, safely sliding in. Count at 1-2, got away from the catcher, and 2 score to make it 9-4. Well, that was Torkelson on the strikeout and the throw on. They got away from her, so that's 2 down. And I think there was a K, so I'm going to say it was brought to you by Bleacher Sports Bar and Grill with food specials every weekday. Today, Tenderloin Tuesday, with a half-pound tenderloin sandwich and fries for just $8.99 until 9. Sports all over the TVs. Great breakfasts on the weekends, too, down on South Broadway in Albert Lea, and like them on Facebook. First 2 pitches are strikes to Feeks. And with 2 outs and nobody on, 2 runs in here in the 5th. So it's 9-4 Century. There's a ball, 1-2. They batted around last inning. Scored 5 times. And now the 5th batter of the 5th is Feeks, and sophomore lets that one go. Of course, it bounced in, so goodbye. 2-2 with 2 outs. Phoebe's got to get a K here and wrap up this 5th. Still not out of reach. 5 runs is a lot, but it's very doable. There's a ground ball to Fleek, and she gets it over to first base in time to end the inning. That's like the 5th 5-3 ground out for Century here tonight. And that ends the, 4.5 now, and it's 9-4 in favor of Century. And the scoreboard brought to you by State Farm and Agent Dave Plott. And he's at 106 South Broadway in Albert Lea, or you can call him at 373-2377.
Hey, hon, what you doing with your phone? Taking pictures?
No, I'm asking it questions.
Like what?
Hey, Bobo, do flowers have best friends?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, follow me. I want to show you something. Look, flowers do have best friends.
Whoa.
Some answers can only be found in nature. Discover the unsearchable. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a trail near you. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Hey, it's Jay Paul from the Power 96 Morning Show from 6 to 9 weekday mornings. Yeah, I've been doing this show for the better part of 18 years now. Lord, I'm getting old right before your very ears. There's the celebrity birthdays about 7:30, my take on the day's news at about 8:15, and a joke to go around 8:50. In between, I tell you about the less intelligent things people in the world are doing, plus the local info you need each day from news, weather, and sports, and we stream it all online too at kqprfm.com. Hey, it's never been easier to roll over and turn me on in the morning on Power 96.
Well, back here in Albert Lea. And it's 9-4 in favor of Century. And up to bat here is the 2-3-4 hitters. Mallory Luring, Madison Fleek, and Madeline Balf. Trailing by 5, and Erickson's still out there in the circle for Panthers. 6 strikeouts for Morgan Erickson. No walks on the day. Oh, I missed one. She had 1 walk. And that was last inning. She started out the inning with a walk to Morgan Luring. Shocked me so much I didn't even tally it. Ball 1 to Luring to start it out here in the 5th. Bottom of 5, 9-4 Century. As Albert Lea now down to their last 9 outs. That one skips in for ball 2. It's a 2-0 count to Mallory, the senior Luring. Swing and a miss. 2-1. Mallory has a ground out to third, and then she singled and scored in the 3rd. And that one's lifted well out of play. That goes over the protective netting and didn't hit anybody, but bounced high off the pavement out there. Everybody wearing blankets and coats. Nobody fool enough to keep score like I am, and fingers are a little numb, but it's 2-2 to Mallory, leading off the bottom of the 5th. That one's right down the line, and she resisted going at first, but then gets tagged down halfway down the first baseline. Looked like it was going to go foul, but it kind of had a little spin on it, and it stayed fair. So a first base unassisted put out there for out number 1. And Madison Fleek will come up. Fleek with 2 doubles and 2 runs scored and 1 RBI on the night. 2 for 2 with 2 doubles. Time called by the ump. She's going to take her base. Due to something. I don't know. It was a... So a walk for Fleek. She had doubled in her last 2 plate appearances. Now she's on first with a walk, and there's a swing and a miss. Next batter up is Madeline Balf. Strike one to her. Runner on first and one out. And the pitch is low. Ball one. 1-1 to sophomore Madeline playing first base tonight. That one's high for ball two. 2-1. 2-1 with one out and one on here for Albert Lee in the bottom of the fifth, trailing 9-4. And that one's lifted. Looks like it's drifting foul. Ooh, had a chance at it over there. First base drifted over, but couldn't make the play. It's right by the wall. There's a door that goes into a utility room or something over there. And first baseman Catherine Torvelson not able to make the grab there, so still alive here at 2-2. That was low. 3-2 for Balf. Fleek at first. One out. That one is a walk. Bounced in for ball four. 3 walks for Erickson. And both, well, 2 of those 3 this inning. The other one was last inning. Phoebe Holst is up. Phoebe struck out in the first and struck out in the third. And right now she's got a chance to help herself a little bit. And she does. She got a hold of one out to center, but it's caught. And the runners will have to go back. They were on the run thinking that was going to fall in, but it was tracked down and caught out there by center fielder Ella Schneider. And that had to force the runners back. So 2 down now and a long fly from Phoebe. Boy, she got a hold of that one. Fly out to center. 2 down. 2 on, first and second. Morgan Luring's up. Morgan a strikeout victim in the second and then walked in the fifth. And now she grounds out to first and ends the inning on a first unassisted ground out. So no runs across there with 2 on, but it's 9-4 now after 5 as Albany down to their last 6 outs. And the scoreboard is brought to you by State Farm Insurance Agent Dave Plott in Albert Lee. Auto, home, life, all kinds of insurance, banking, and investments. Go to daveplott.net or call them at 373-2377.
ADHD. It's the child who can't pay attention or sit still in school, right? The answer may be yes. Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, or ADHD, can be complicated, and it can last a lifetime. Up to 75% of children and adolescents with ADHD have at least one additional mental disorder that requires a comprehensive approach to treatment. Learn more at moretoadhd.com. This message brought to you in partnership with ADA, ACO, and CHAD.
Looking for some hot deals? Check out our website, kqprfm.com, and click on the Power Shopper link. Here you'll find a wide variety of hot ticket items like restaurants, events, and lodging. Check it out online and place your order, or simply call us at our sister station, KDWA, at 651-437-1460 and start saving today.
Top of the sixth, 9-4 Century. They come to bat here with their 5-run lead, and Ava Frost will lead them off here. She struck out in the first, singled in the third, and walked in the fourth. And she starts the 6th inning with a swing and a miss. 9-4 Century. The big inning was the fourth, where they scored 5 times. They had 2 in the first, 5 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth. And here's a grounder to short. Grab there, and in time to Balf at first for Mallory Luring, and out number 1. A 6-3 put out. And Grace Boyson will come up. Albert Lee got 1 in the first, and then took the lead with 2 in the bottom of the third. They had that 3-2 lead, and then gave up 5 the next half inning, and haven't sniffed the lead since then. But they also got a run in the fourth. It's 9-4. There's a ball to Boyson for a 1-0 count. 1 and out, and nobody on here in the top of 6. Scheduled for 7. as Phoebe Holst fires as a foul tip back to the screen, and it's a 1-2 count. Phoebe with 6 strikeouts, 5 walks. When she started out the game with 4 walks in that first inning, I didn't know if she'd pass that number with her strikeouts, but she's done it. She settled down fairly nicely, and they scored 9 runs. It's not all on Phoebe. It's some throwing errors and some other things that went on, throwing to the wrong base and things like that, which will happen. And you just got to hope for a big inning of your own. 1-2 now to Boyson with 1 out, nobody on, and she fouls another one out of play on the first base side. Stays 1-2. After Boyson, it's Julia Haugen. Hopefully a 1-2-3. Haven't had a 1-2-3 yet. We had 4 up and 3 down in the second for the Tigers defensively. There's a roller to Fleek on the third base, and she gets it to Balf for the second out on a 5-3. That's a lot of 5-3 putouts. I mentioned it last inning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 5-3 putouts. 6 5-3 putouts today. 6 times a grounder to third, and Fleek was there to get it across the ball for the out. 2 up, 2 down. Julia Hagen and her hoodie are up now. That one bounces in for a ball. Julia has, well, she reached, but I didn't bother to put how in the first, and then struck out in the third inning and the fourth. So 2 strikeouts. There's a roller to first and unassisted as Balf grabs it and steps on the bag, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for the Tigers on defense there, and they will come to bat trailing 9-4 after 5.5, down to their last 6 outs. On the scoreboard brought to you by State Farm Insurance agent Dave Clod in Albert Lee. Call him at 373-2377, or you could go visit him at 106 South Broadway in Albert Lee.
Hi, we're the Goo Goo Dolls. We're fortunate that our daughters have what they need to grow and learn. But that isn't the case for nearly 13 million kids in the U.S. that struggle with hunger.
Childhood hunger is a heartbreaking reality that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and provides it to families and children in need.
You can help kids in need in your community by visiting feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Are you paying too much for garbage collection? Call Thompson Sanitation today at 256-4370. You'll learn why to make the switch. Thompson Sanitation is locally owned, keeping your money in our local community. They offer garbage disposal and roll-off service with competitive prices and the best service around, too. And it's so easy to change. Start your service today. No BS with TS. Call 256-4370 to get the best service at the best prices in the area. Thompson Sanitation. Be loyal. Shop local.
Here we go in the bottom of the 6th. Albert Lee brings the 7, 8, 9 hitters to the plate. Marissa Lehman will lead off here, followed by Jaden Seth and Aaliyah Studier. They are scheduled. We have only 3 bench players for both teams. Well, I guess you can add in some JV players that might get a chance here late in the game. But first pitch is a strike to Lehman. She fouls the next one back to the screen for strike 2. And Marissa has grounded out to first and then singled and scored in the 4th. Here's the 0-2. Erickson's still pitching, and a swing and a miss. Strikeout for Lehman. Out number 1 here in the 6th. Jaden Seth, senior right fielder, struck out in the 2nd inning and then was out pitcher to first in the 5th, and now she has a slow roller to first, unassisted, put out there by the first baseman for out number 2. And that brings up 9-hitter Aaliyah Studier, who ripped RBI single last time up in the 4th and flew out to left field. Boy, a 9-hitter has put a charge into the ball twice. She might move up the lineup. As a strike to her, and now the next pitch is fouled back and out of play, 0-2. Don't hit my car really yet. That's all I care. I think that hit the concession stand. 0-2. 2 outs. Nobody on. Bottom of the 6th. 4 outs left for the Tigers. And that one's a ball. Good eye by Aaliyah. 1-2 to her. Here's the wind and the pitch. Strikeout. And that's a quick 1-2-3 for Erickson. Her second 1-2-3 inning of the evening. And that ends the 6th inning, and it's 9-4 in favor of Century. And the scoreboard brought to you by Dave Klott, State Farm Insurance Agent in Albert Lee. Call 373-2377 or go to daveclott.net.
Senior Nights is happening on Power 96 again this year. Since we are still in a pandemic, we'll be talking to students from area schools virtually via Zoom. This year, we're starting on April 26th with NRHEG and ending on May 7th with Albert Lee High School. Northwood Kensett, Alden Conger, Glenville Emmons, and Austin Pacelli will round out the first week, while Lake Mills, United South Central, Blooming Prairie, and Austin Public will bring up the second week. Senior Nights on Power 96, weeknights April 26th through May 7th from 5 to 7 p.m. Are you considering remodeling or maybe building new? If so, you need to talk to Tate, or you could just ask Josh. They're both professionals, and you can find them at the Geneva Lumberyard just off I-35 in Geneva. The Geneva Lumberyard is your full-service lumberyard and home design and drafting center. For your next project, stop in or call the Geneva Lumber Company at 256-0045 and talk to Tate, or just ask Josh. That's the Geneva Lumber Company, open Monday through Friday to serve you.
Power 96 is 96.1 KQPR-FM, Albert Lee, Minnesota, your full-service classic rock station.
Well, we are through 6, and it's 9-4 Century. Albert Lee in the field here trying to get a 1-2-3 inning so they can get the bats going and maybe make a game of this. We are streaming our audio and video online on our website, kqprfm.com. Thanks to Reggie doing the work there and freezing along with me here. I bet you'll dress warmer next. Well, maybe not, because Thursday, we're hoping to have our game Thursday. That'll be exclusively online with audio and video. And it's 0-1 now, and that one gets away from catcher Lehman. It's 1-1 now to leadoff batter Taya Woolley here in the 7th for Century. And Woolley has grounded to third twice. Somebody imploring, come on, Woolley. It's 9-4. Relax a little bit over there. Strike. It's 2-1 now. And here's the pitch from Phoebe Holst. And it is ball 3. 3-1. Phoebe has 6 Ks and 5 walks tonight. That one skips in there for a walk. Her 6th. And the first batter is on, and now it's Ella Schneider. Ella has a strikeout, a pop out to second, and a pop out to catcher. Hasn't gotten it out of the infield. Well, now she has. Deep to left, caught there, nicely played by Studier, and they got the runner off of first. Ooh, that one almost got away from Balf, but she caught it. Couldn't get the out on the relay to first, but a long fly ball for Schneider for out number 1. Nice job out there in left by Aaliyah Studier. And a nice throw, too. She got all the way to first, almost overthrew Balf at first. Top of the order now, Morgan Erickson. That one's high for a ball. Sun is going away, and it's getting colder. 1-0 with 1 out and 1 on here on the top of the 7th. Scheduled for 7. I say that because our luck, it'll end up tied and go to extra innings. 2-0. Reggie wants to pound on me for that one, but I'm not bad luck. Well, maybe I am. 3-0. I don't know. 5 runs is a lot to ask, although Century scored 5 in the 4th. It can happen. And that one's low for a ball, and she walks the first 2 in the 7th. It might be wearing down a little bit. It's been a lot of pitches. It's cold. Anya Miller's coming up with 2 on and nobody out. Or 1 out, I guess. Yeah, it was the Schneider fly ball to left for 1 out. Anya has a run scored in the first. She singled in the second and fourth and fifth. She's got 3 straight singles and scored 3 runs tonight. So that's pretty good. They have a pinch runner out there at first. Does Century, and that is Annika Bartuz, Bartuz, an 8th grader. First and second, 1 out, top of the 7th with a 9-4 lead. That one over the heads of everybody, and the runners advance to second and third. Woolley at third, Erickson at second. Miller now with 2 ducks out there, already up 5. Base hit could really blow this one open for Century. And that's a ball. 1-0. Actually, it should be 2-0 because the first one was way over the head. 2-0. That one's a little high. 3-0. I think Phoebe might be wearing out here. I don't know if their other starting pitcher is out with COVID. It's due back any day, but still out, and most teams usually only have a couple of pitchers, so I don't know if they can bring somebody in. I was talking in the pregame to head coach Fleek, who said nobody wants to pitch. You ask them, and they go, nah. It's an odd thing. It's not like baseball where you're throwing overhand and a normal release and all that. You got that underhand, fast. You can really hurt your shoulder and elbow if you're not doing it right. So there's a walk. So it's bases loaded now with 1 out. And ball 1 to the next batter up, Torvalson. 7 walks for Phoebe. She needs a strikeout here. 1 down, bases loaded. And the pitch is swung on and singled to left. 1 run in, quickly in with the throw is Studier. Nice job again out on left. She's quick. She gets the ball real fast, gets in front of it, scoops it up, and then throws it. No hesitation. You know, a lot of times you see outfielders hang on to it, skip. Where do I throw? Aaliyah and all of these outfielders tonight have just gotten the ball in. Here's a shot to center in the air, caught out there nicely by Talamontes, and that is out number 2 and holds all the runners. Good job by Maya. On the fly from Maddie Feeks. 2 down, and the bases are loaded. 10-4 is the score. With Erickson at third, Miller at second, and Torvalson at first. 2 down, and Frost is up with an 0-1 count. There's a swing and a miss. 0-2. She struck out in the first, singled in the third, walked in the fourth, and out shortstop to first in the sixth. Now she laces one out to right that bounces in front of the right fielder and is going to score a couple of runs on a single. A 2 RBI single for Frost. And that blows it open to 12-4. As both Erickson and Miller score. On to second goes Torvalson. And on at first is Frost with Grace Boyson up. First pitch to her is a ball. 2 down. 12-4. And Boyson had an RBI, a sacrifice RBI in the first, struck out in the third, singled in the fourth, and was out third to first in the fifth. There's a 1-1 count to her now. And the pitch is just shoulder high, too much up in that one, and 1-2. 2 down, runners at first and second. 3 runs in here in the seventh for a Century. And that one's lifted to the outfield. That's going to should be caught. And, off the glove of center fielder Talamontes. The run scores as the runners were going with 2 outs. The ball comes in. Nobody picks it up. And then another run's going to score as everybody watched the ball roll to the backstop. And it's now 14-4. And a runner on third. As Torkelson scored. As did Frost all the way from first. On the throw-in that nobody grabbed. Boyson made it all the way around to third on the base hit. Well, not a base hit. It was an E8. So allowed to reach and reaches out all the way to third. Now the ninth hitter to bat here in the 7th. Second time they've batted around. Julia Haugen with an 0-1 count. 2 down. It's 14-4. Century. 1-1. There's the pitch. That is a strike called for a 1-2 count to Haugen. 2 down, runner on third, 5 runs in. A 10-run lead. And Albert Lee down to the last 3 outs when they get to bat here. As a swing and a miss. Dropped by the catcher, throw to first in time, and the strikeout counts. And that's the 7th strikeout for her, brought to you by Bleachers Sports Bar and Grill. With food specials every weekday. Tenderloin Tuesday going on here. It goes till 9. Half-pound sandwich and fries, just $8.99. Sports on all the 14 TVs. Just guess what they're playing down there now. Nice, warm Twins game. It's playing with the doubleheader going, in fact. And, of course, they're on South Broadway in Albert Lee, and you can like them on Facebook, too.
Senior Nights is happening on Power 96 again this year. Since we are still in a pandemic, we'll be talking to students from area schools virtually via Zoom. This year, we're starting on April 26th with NRHEG and ending on May 7th with Albert Lee High School. Northwood Kensett, Alden Conger, Glenville Emmons, and Austin Pacelli will round out the first week, while Lake Mills, United South Central, Blooming Prairie, and Austin Public will bring up the second week. Senior Nights on Power 96, weeknights April 26th through May 7th from 5 to 7 p.m.
Hey everybody, it's time for today's STEM tip. Want to know how to make your selfies even better? Okay, let's use science. The best time for photos is golden hour. That's the moment right before the sun sets, when the atmosphere scatters blue and violet wavelengths, making perfect, soft, and golden selfie light to show off that beautiful face of yours. Click. Check out Chic and STEM for more inspiration. A message from the Ad Council.
Here we go to the bottom of the 7th. Last 3 outs for Albert Lee, trailing by 10, 14-4. And Lauren Frederickson is going to pinch hit for Maya Talamontes. Top of the order here in the 7th. Junior Lauren, right-handed hitter. Followed by, scheduled anyway, Mallory Loring and Madison Fleet. Lauren steps in to face Morgan Erickson. He's thrown 6 strikeouts with 3 walks. Oh, by the way, scoreboard, the last half inning, brought to you by State Farm Insurance Agent Dave Clotton, Albert Lee, 373-2377, with all kinds of insurance and investment ideas and banking at 106 South Broadway in Albert Lee. Ball 1 to Lauren to start the 7th. Then she swings and fouls one way over the screen and back for a 1-1 count. 10 runs needed here in the 7th. It's a tall order, but anything's possible in high school softball, baseball. That one's low for a ball, 2-1. Yeah, Century with 2 big innings, 5 in the 4th and 5 in the 7th to break this one open. And the pitch, low. Oh, it's called a strike. Called strike 2 for a 2-2 count. Bottom of 7, nobody out, nobody on. Trailing by 10, the Tigers. Pinch hitter Lauren Fredrickson swings and misses and strikes out for out number 1.
Now batting for the Tigers.
The 7th K for Erickson. And that brings up Mallory Luring, who grounded to third, singled and scored, and was out on a grounder to first. First pitch to her is a ball. 1-0, Madison Fleek on deck. And there's a rip down the third baseline, but grabbed there nicely. And the put out to first. Luring shoves the glove away in disgust, but it is an out nonetheless. On a 5-3 put out, Madison Fleek, the last hope for Albert Lee. With 2 down and nobody on, trailing by 10. They need a 10-run, 2-out rally here in the 7th. Can they do it? Strike one to Madison. Maddie had a couple of doubles, one in the first, one in the third, had an RBI and 2 runs scored, and then they walked her. But they let her bat this time, and she rolls one to short. It's going to be a close play, and she's safe. Nice hustle down the line from Maddie Fleek. 3 hits on the night, and that'll allow Madeline Balf to bat. She reached on an error in the first, had an RBI in the third, and walked in the 5th. 1 on, 2 out. She fouls one that's caught by the third baseman. It ends the game. And a 10-run win for Century here in Albert Lee. 14-4 is your final. And scoreboard brought to you by State Farm Insurance Agent Dave Klott in Albert Lee. With investments and banking and all that insurance, you can go to daveklott.net or call him at 373-2377. Thanks to Bleacher Sports Bar and Grill, as well as T&W Towing, Northbridge Mall, Derek's Preferred Auto, Freeborn County Solid Waste, Becker Auto and RV in Hayward, Mapleton Marine, Geneva Lumber Company, Thompson Sanitation, Albert Lee Seat House Garden Center, and On the Spot Appliance Service. Thank you one and all, and thanks for listening to our broadcast today. 14-4, Albert Lee, with the 10-run loss here to Century on Power 96 Sports.